really excited to present the proclamation today to a group of people who devote themselves to expanding and enhancing and protecting an incredible park resource in this county, which is our network of trails. And we have thousands and thousands of acres of forest and stream valley and meadow parks in the county, and people are able to go out for a hike or a bike with their friends, their family, thanks to the work of our Parks Department, which build those trails in cooperation with the support of groups that are volunteer-driven, community-based, neighborhood-based organizations. And the trails are one of the most heavily used park resources. I think you probably go to your neighborhood park if you want to, take your kids onto a playground or throw a frisbee around or walk your dog. But if you want to get closer to yourself, in your own thoughts, to your family, to nature, to your friends, if you want to build new relationships with people you're just getting to know, or just really enjoy the silence and the beauty of our outdoors, you go to a trail and you go hike around in the trails of this county. And when you do that, you learn the value of what our county government and our Parks Department is doing to protect and enhance our trail network. So this county council has really come through for the Natural Surface Park program. And over the last couple of years, we have reoriented budget priorities to just about double the amount of funding that we devote to supporting natural surface trail construction. And I know someone will have the right statistics, but for every dollar we spend to build 100 feet of trail, the volunteers are building like 400 or 500 feet of trail for free. So you can see quickly how our investment adds up at a modest level annually, in the hundreds of thousands of dollars annually for construction. So I'm going to recognize the organizations that are here, and then Casey Anderson, who's chair of our Parks Commission, and I like to say one of our county's greatest recreators, is going to give some brief remarks. So we are lucky to have today with us, first of all, the department at MNC PPC, which works with all of the resident groups, the Trail Volunteers of Montgomery County Parks Department, and we have Jane and Jim and Brian, right? Bob. Thank you, Bob. Bob, I think, is probably guilty of getting this whole thing going several years ago. The Student Conservation Association is one of the nation's oldest and largest organizations building the next generation of conservation leaders. They bring students into the park system to manage and build parks. The Mid-Atlantic Off-Road Enthusiasts, which is MORE, and there's a great bike race you might have heard about called the Moco Epic. Races are one of the things that MORE does, but getting volunteers out there to build and maintain trails is at the heart of their work as well, and MORE is here. The Boy Scouts of America, which has an advanced program and is co-ed, by the way, at the advanced program level, where a lot of the trail work is being done by explorers and Eagle Scouts and others at the high school level, but all the way down, of course, to the youngest ages. The Potomac Appalachian Trail Club, which through volunteer efforts, education, and advocacy maintains and protects the Appalachian Trail and nearby lands. They own land, they maintain and expand trails on public land as well. Seneca Amigos is here, and that's the coalition for the Seneca Creek Greenway Trail, and Bonnie's here. They work really hard on that trail, and here we're going to have a ribbon cutting for some trail progress there. Trail Conservancy, it's a nonprofit 501c3 organization that provides assistance in developing, building, and maintaining natural surface trails. And I know that that's an example of a group that's just working hand in glove with the county on all of this. And Trail Riders of Today, which is dedicated to the preservation of existing equestrian trails and establishing new trails. So for every individual standing up here, there are hundreds of volunteers, thousands of hours that are being brought to bear to make our park system one of the greatest park systems in the country. I think we've been recognized really as probably the best park system in the country on some occasions. So we're really proud and grateful for what you do to make sure that that comes to reality. So Casey Anderson, if you'd like to please share some thoughts.
Thank you. You're right. I will have some statistics. We have documented this year 934 volunteers who contributed 6,134 hours of volunteer labor. And when I say labor, I know you've been on some of these trail work days yourself. This is not let's go, sweep up in the corner somewhere. This is backbreaking work with shovels and really, it's a lot like ditch digging in some ways. So, and these people spend their weekends, give so much of their time. We were talking upstairs about how many people come to the county council or to our agency, and they have a long list of things that they would like to see the government do, and that's great. That's part of being good citizens. But these folks really go the extra mile. There's not many people who come in and say, I'd like the government to cooperate with letting me build you something that will benefit the entire community. We'll do it for free, and we'll do it on our own time, and we'll do the really hard work, and they give their own time, labor, and money for that effort. So I think that really sets these folks apart as not just great advocates and friends of the environment and of our park system, but as really citizens par excellence.
The County Council of Montgomery County, whereas the natural environment is essential to the quality of life of Montgomery County residents and conservation is one of their highest priorities, and
whereas the health and well-being provided by well-maintained, accessible parks and natural trail systems is valued by residents throughout the county, and
whereas Montgomery County residents have access to more than 150 miles of natural surface trails for their use and enjoyment, and whereas
Montgomery Parks Trails volunteers maintain these natural surface trails, work on building new trails, and repair various trail, tread, and drainage issues to allow park and trail users of all ages to bike, hike, stroll, and enjoy the views of nature the county offers, and
whereas in 2015, Montgomery Parks Trail volunteers dedicated 80 workday projects to constructing and repairing more than 6 miles of county natural surface trails, and
whereas 934 Montgomery Parks Trails volunteers in 2015 dedicated 6,147 hours of service inspecting, maintaining, and constructing natural surface trails.
Now, therefore, be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland celebrates Montgomery Parks Trail volunteers and admires their passion and dedication to maintaining and improving the trails that help make Montgomery County a more vibrant and quality place to live, presented on this 26th day of May in the year 2016, signed by Nancy Florine, Council President. Thank you so much for the work that you do.